afternoon, everyone. I hope you all had your lunch, and I'm hoping you guys will sleep off in the next 10 minutes so that I can deliver my talk peacefully for the next 20 minutes. So, how developer creators are shaping the Web3 ecosystem. You all know who developers are, we all know who creators are, but does anyone know who is a developer creator? Developers are a part of it, community managers are a part of it, technical writers are a part of it, and developer marketers as well are a part of it. So I'll start with the agenda. First, I'll start off with an example of a company that you all must know about, a typical Web3 company who focuses on creator economy and community management as well. Second, I'll differentiate Web3 and Web2 marketing. Marketing, all in all, is same for all the companies, but there is a slight difference and there is one extra pillar that comes under the Web3 arena. Next, I'll talk about developer creators, that is you guys and me as well. Then the 3 C's of marketing, you all must know what 3 C's are, and then we'll talk about the future and the opportunities that we all have in hand. So why should you listen to me and why I have chosen this topic to talk about? I started my career as a software engineer, then I moved to technical writing, then community management, then DevRel, and now I'm the founder of VC Media, and we do marketing for technical companies and content creation as well. And to sum up it all, I am a developer creator, and this is how far I have gotten. Now, have you all heard about Alchemy?
Yes.
Alchemy or Alchemy University. You all know it's a dApp infrastructure platform where you can build your apps. It also has Alchemy University where they teach you Web3 and all the basics of it. So they have 2 pillars in their ecosystem. The first one is community empowerment. They have students learning Web3, hence a community of students. They have developers building all their infrastructure, hence a community of developers as well. Now, when it comes to marketing, they have an in-house team. Every company does. They have a few DevRels, they have community managers. But who do you think is the best marketing tactic for them? It's the developer creators. How? See, there is so far you can go with traditional marketing. You can run ads, you can do campaigns, you can build social media posts and all. But when you are building a community, it's the people of community, it's the members that market your product or your company, right? Because you are going to empower them, they will empower themselves, and in turn your company gets the empowerment all in all. The next thing is they use creator economy. How? The members of their company, community, be it the Web3 students or the people who are building on their infrastructure, they achieve something. When you are building on them, you achieve an app, you achieve a sample application for yourself, you build your portfolio. And when you are learning Web3 from Alchemy University, you get to learn, you get skills that you are proud of, and you just go to different social media platforms and you post about it, right? I'll do it. Like, I learned Solidity, so I built this app, and I used Alchemy University, I studied from Alchemy University, and I built this app, and hence this is it. So I tweeted about it, I put a LinkedIn post about it, and who's getting the marketing? Alchemy, right? So this is how Alchemy and other Web3 companies focus on community empowerment and creator economy to do their marketing that is completely free for them, that builds them a community of forever engaged followers and members, and boosts their revenue pockets as well. Now, what's the difference between Web2 marketing and Web3 marketing? As I have already mentioned, Web2 marketing, Web3 marketing is not exactly a term that is made up. Okay, marketing is same for everyone, but there is a slight difference. If you talk about Web2 marketing, it is mostly centralized. It has 2 pillars, which I'll talk about, and they focus on passive creators. Like, creators are not in the authority and are not empowered as much, right? And when it comes to Web3 marketing, it is community driven, as we have just seen the example. And the next, they have empowered creators. For example, Twitter. You all must have heard Twitter is paying out people for their ads revenue, right? Who is in charge of that? You guys or Twitter? Twitter, right? We have no control over it. We just go to their platform, we tweet about it, the impression is in their hand, the payout is in their hand, even our IDs are in their hand, right? We have no control over it. But still we are using that, we are marketing Twitter for Twitter, right? Now when it comes to Web3 space, for example, has anyone heard about mirror.xyz?
Yes, it's a blogging platform for Web3.
Exactly. It empowers its creators, right? You go there, you put your creation, you mint NFTs in accordance to that, and when the readers and viewers come to that place, they buy those NFTs and gain the ownership of the creation, right? So both parties are getting empowered. Both have complete ownership over their product they are pitching or they are buying, right? So this empowerment gives a sense of say, a power of say to us users in the space of that company or in the space of that matters, and that is why we independently pitch that company, right? We are not bound by anything. We have complete control. Yet we go to other platforms to pitch the products of that company and how we have gained everything from them, right? So that is one key difference of Web3 marketing or marketing in the Web3 space. Now, we have three pillars over here: the core team, the marketing team, and the developer creators. Consider this position as the core team, right? I am a founder, co-founder, or the ideation guy of a company, right? I am ideating the product, I am building the product. So it is my responsibility to pitch the products to its initial customers and initial user base. This is the first step of marketing for any company around the world. The next step is hiring an in-house marketing team or an outbound marketing team. What they do, they report to that person in the first step, and they use traditional marketing tactics, social media marketing, ad campaigns, etc. And they bring the next level of users and next level of members and engagement to their platform or their product. These two steps are where most of the companies stop. But Web3 companies have a next step, that is the step of developer creators or the members of their community. How they do so? Web3 is all about them, right? Every second Web3 company that you see around the world that is already huge or that is trying to make themselves huge, they are all about community, their members, and how they are serving their user base, right? And that user base is a large base of developer creators. I mean, most of us don't know it, but we still are developer creators, and I'll tell you how. Now, those developer creators build the communities for that specific company, okay? And when you combine all the companies with communities, they have a user base of, say, millions or even billions. And those millions and billions developer creators are going to build the Web3 ecosystem. And the better the Web3 ecosystem boosts, the more money flows in and the more payout we get, right? Okay, now enough about marketing. Now we'll talk about developer creators and who they are, what they do exactly, and why I'm making such a big deal out of it. So you must have heard about the 3Cs: code, community, content. It rationalized in 2021 basically when the Web3 term was on boost on Twitter, right? So when you are working with code, consider you are a developer, you build apps, you build on or for or from the Web3 product that is in the market, right? When you are a content guy, you write tutorials, you build sample apps, you write blogs, you create technical social media posts, courses, sample applications, etc. So anything and everything that's being created needs a content creator, right? And the content creator, I mean, not every content creator can create sample apps or tutorials or courses. It needs to be that person who has technical knowledge in it and who is technically sound, right? So consider I am a Salesforce developer. I was a Salesforce developer actually. So when you go to any Salesforce tutorial or Salesforce sample applications video or courses, they need a guy who knows Salesforce, right? I mean, if you do not know Salesforce, then they will be very skeptical in hiring you, and even if they hire you, you will have many difficulties in creating that prospect or content, right? So when you are going to create technical content, you need to be technically sound with the technology or in the whole tech for that matter. The next is community. I have already talked about community, like how communities are important in Web3 or even in Web2 space for some that matter, right? So these three things, when combined together, we get a bunch of career options for ourselves. The first and my favorite one is technical writers and educators. Before I was a DevRel or a founder or anything, I started my developer creation space with technical writing. Like I had some technical knowledge, I knew web development, I knew Salesforce, and then I started pitching clients for technical writing, that I'll write their blogs, I'll write tutorials, I'll write everything and anything that you require. And that is, trust me, is a space bigger than you all think. Every company needs content, and we are the ones who can provide them. The developers who know how to create content, right? So the very first and my favorite one is technical writing. The next comes to technical community manager. Consider you are a community manager and you have a community at hand of technically sound people in Web3. Say they are Solidity developers or smart contract developers, and you are managing that community, but you have no knowledge of Web3, you don't even know what is a smart contract. How will you manage that community? Right? You cannot. And companies know that. So they will only hire a community manager or even developer relations engineer for that matter, who knows their product or their tech stack exactly the way they want to, right? Because as a community manager or DevRel, you will have to talk to people regularly. You'll have to resolve their queries, and this is why companies need a developer only, a specific kind of developer who can create content and who can talk to people, who has all the skills that they need, right? They won't go and hire a developer separately, a community manager separately, content creator separately, right? They need one person in one place at the same time. The next one is developer, marketers, and creators. When you combine all these three, technical writers, community managers, and developers, you get a blend of developer, marketers, and creators, which is exactly what I am doing right now. Right? I work with Web3 companies or Web2 companies for that matter who are interested in community build-up, community management, and I do marketing for them. I have been a technical guy for 6 years, but tech never enticed me. I was not a coder by heart, but I knew the technology, and hence I went to the path of marketing. For marketing, I had to learn content creation, right? I had to learn PR skills. I had to learn the traditional marketing route of everything. So I already had the technicalities. I learned content creation, I learned marketing, and I blended all three. And the work of all these three to combine it with developer, marketers, and creators. And hence I founded my own agency, VC Media. Of course, I'm not pitching any agency or anything. I'm just giving an example of how we have 4 different career paths. I mean, there are more, but these 4 are the surface of it, right? You can pick one or more of these, and you will have a plethora of opportunity in the Web3 space, right? And this is much, much easier than sitting 10 hours behind the screen and just fixing the bugs, right? This is much easier and pays much more, in my opinion. Now, while I was creating this PPT, I came across this report by Traxon. By the end of 2022, the world had 23.3 thousand Web3 companies, out of which more than 5,000 are already funded with more than $1 million. And now the total funding stood at $57 billion. And now it must be past 60 or $65 billion now that we are 8 or 9 months ahead in the road. Now, do these 23 1,000 companies need marketing? Yes, everyone does. Do they have enough developers who know content creation and marketing to help them? No. And is the market really saturated for it, for developer creators? No. The market is saturated for developers because there are a ton of them. The market is saturated for content creators because there are a ton of them. The market is also saturated for marketers because there are a ton of them. But when you combine all these capabilities and become a developer creator, the market is very hot. The market has next to impossible, no, not impossible. It has zero competition exactly, right? And you have plethora of opportunities paying for you. Now, if you are still confused about these opportunities, this is a life cycle of a startup. This does not exactly include all the steps, but it includes the steps where they need a developer creator. The first one is ideation and MVP development. When you are ideating a company, when you are thinking about the product, and when you are developing an MVP, minimum viable product, what do you need? Someone who can code, right? Someone who can ideate, who gets the idea of what's to be done and how it's to be done, and the one who can ideate the process from user's perspective, because you need to know the pain points of users, and for that you need to be a people person, right? So this is where you need the skills of a developer and creativity. The second is initial community management. Once you have the product ready, you want to market it to initial people, right? The first few customers, first few users. And how do you do it? Either you do guerrilla marketing. Guerrilla marketing is reaching out to people who you already know and pitching them the product one by one. Or you can use social media platforms, online forums, to create content around that and market to the first few users. Again, what do you need? Technicalities, content creation. Third, user and community onboarding. This is pretty much self-explanatory, right? If you are onboarding users and community members, you need plethora of docs for them. You need tutorials for them. Either it can be videos, it can be blogs as well. So again, technicalities, content creation. Next, content creation and marketing, that is also self-explanatory. The last one is collabs and ecosystem building. This is the last step exactly for an established company. If you're already established, you have a plethora of team, you have plethora of members, you have a good community. Now when you want to expand it, you collaborate with other communities in the same niche, in the same area, and that is how you create an ecosystem. And for that, again, you need technicalities, content creation. So in short, Web3 companies have 3 pillars, or the Web3 ecosystem has 3 pillars: code, community, content. And as I have mentioned before, this one is the most important thing. A guy who manages or builds community may not know how to code or how to create content. Right? The person who codes, it's the same with 90% of people. 90% of developers in today's world don't know how to create content because they never create content. They never interact with people. Their only best friend is their screen or their laptop, right? So coders don't know how to create content, and they don't have the PR skills. And people who are creating content or who are in marketing may or may not have the knowledge of tech. They may not know coding, they may not know the technicalities of it. And that is how the gap is created between the market, between their potential users and the companies. So if you blend these 3 C's together, right, you will have a plethora of opportunities, and you become a developer creator or a developer marketer who can code, who can talk to people, who can come on stages and speak like this, who can market them, right? And you will have a plethora of opportunities. So considering you guys are sitting here, 99% of you must be coders. You must know how to code. You are, I guess, Web3 developers, right? And in case you don't know how to create content, I urge you guys to start creating content, even if it's anything rubbish or simple. If you're learning anything, Just learn in public. If you are building anything, build in public. And as you go ahead, you look back and you see how far you have come and how much you have improved as a content creator. You can start with simple tweets, then you can move to threads, then long blog posts, then tutorials, sample applications, documentations, etc. Anything. And learn about community and PR. Now that you guys are here, just talk to each other. Learn how to talk to people. I mean, talking to people is a hard skill. It comes with a lot of practice, and this is how it goes. So learn to code, learn content creation, learn community and PR. And I'm not asking you to learn it to become a master of it. You need to be a jack of all trades. Even if you know tad bit technicalities, tad bit content creation, and tad bit of community and PR, then that's enough for you. And you will have a plethora of opportunities. And this, all in all, is my presentation. If you have any question around content creation as a techie or marketing as a techie, I'm happy to answer. And in case you need this PPT, I made this PPT very text heavy, which is not generally recommended. But I guess if you guys want to have it, just drop a DM on my Twitter ID, SushRutKM, SUSHRUTKM, and I'll drop the link for you. Okay, thank you very much.